What's up, everybody? This is Ed. We're back with another video. This is gonna be a little quick one. I just wanted to shout out to Young Grizzly, out of Miami. He gave me a little interesting little nugget, and I went through the article as well. Hold on one second. All right. Anyway, I gotta get out of this parking lot. He gave me an interesting little nugget. And one thing that nobody never looked into for space is you got a lot of motherfuckers running their mouth, right? Running their mouth, and really, quite frankly, they talk about shit they don't know what they're talking about. They go on these little knee-jerk reactions. I'm talking mainly to females. And then what happens is you got dudes that follow in behind them because at the end of the day, they're led by these chicks. So basically, the theory, and again, it is crazy because when I think of social media, I just got to say this. Kobe Bryant hasn't even had a funeral. I mean, it's amazing how black men, and I gotta even say that as I'm saying this, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of defending him, but still, black men are seen as these things. This is how I know like shit is not gonna bode well for like Bill Cosby, because at the end of the day, we are not treated as humans. It wouldn't be nobody on this planet unless you're like a serial killer, or I'm talking about on some Hitler type shit, that would be that people would feel comfortable saying the type of shit about Kobe. I'm not even talking about black women right now. I'm actually thinking about that Disney bitch now that I think about it right now. That they feel a lot like black men. I gotta say this. We always talk about black women, and this video is actually about checking sisters, but I'm not going to act like I don't see what them white bitches are doing either. And one thing that has to be understood, and I don't give a fuck who you fuck, but one thing I got credit for Ramil is do you, but don't be goofy about it. Don't be goofy about it. Don't be blind. I've always said, do not go red pill for black women to only remain blue pill for non-black women. I've always said that because that has nothing to do with me trying to keep you on a plantation. It's about saying, okay, how are you going to be smart about doing what the fuck you want to do? And so anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. So with that being said, man, nobody ever asked the question, with all this shit, that all your colorism queens, all of your colorism queens, aka colorism losers, colorism crybabies, when I'm start calling them, all of the the wealth ain't going back to the black community. These motherfuckers, you never hear wealth come out of their mouth unless they pocket watching a black man, ever, right? But nobody never asked the question, what happened with Brandy and Kobe? What happened with Brandy and Kobe? Nobody never asked that question. Ever. Now, I wouldn't do a video like this normally, because at the end of the day, shit like that is conjecture. And who am I to put out just absolute conjecture? But these are, so I can go with what her word is, because why would she lie? Especially when the shit she's saying feeds completely into the narrative, into what people like me and people like me have said, or not even said, but it completely falls into what we have always said is usually a situation. So I got a link in the video. I don't stand by that dude that made the video. Go look at the actual article. Although if you need a 3-4 minute briefing as to what's in it, there you go with the video. But him calling Brandy a hood rat and all that shit, I don't stand by those comments. I'm not necessarily caping for Brandy. I don't know Brandy, but I just want y'all to know, don't think I stand by those comments, because that's what that dude said, not me. But what's in the article, but what's in that actual link, what's in the video is like really the cliff notes of what you need to know. And then obviously, niggas, do yourselves a favor, fucking read, and then read the whole article, and then I'll get that link and probably put that link on my community tab. But in it, But in it, and don't worry about my muffler, but in it, pretty much, long story short, long story short, Brandy, in her words, these are direct quotes from Brandy, said that Kobe was infatuated with her. Kobe very much liked her. That's why he took her to the senior prom. And Kobe, and basically she broke up with Kobe for Mace. Now, people forget how big Mace was at that time. But let's make that very clear. These are Brandy Norwood's words. Her words. Not me as a black man saying this to defend another black man. These are her direct quote words. And I promise you, if you all go look for it, you'll find other sources to corroborate it other than the link. This is shit that these chicks would never say because it doesn't fit into their narrative. They believe in only putting out information that fits their narrative because they're not after the truth. They're after what they want to believe is the truth, which is these motherfuckers are coming out the goddamn womb wanting non-black women because we're colorists, we're brainwashed, we are less than. It has nothing to do with them, it's everything to do with us. Now, am I saying, okay, Kobe dealt with one chick, so go non-black? No, I'm not necessarily saying that. That's not the argument I'm making here. The point that I'm making here is, don't sit here and say, and therefore, Kobe just got what he got. Shout out to BGS Ignore. He said, when Kobe knew what he wanted, he knew what the fuck he wanted. And who's to say that Kobe did not have that same kind of focus on somebody like Brandy? Kobe didn't strike me as somebody that just dated motherfuckers, dig motherfuckers. He knew what he wanted and he went for it. Sometimes he won, sometimes he lost. But see, what this does, this changes the conversation. If Kobe was alive today and we were going to have this conversation, it's not just, oh, he got with Brandy, nobody knows what happened with that bullshit. No, Brandy dumped him. Maybe Brandy's a fucking liar. But if you're going to go that route and say she's lying, then she would actually come out and lie on a man that died. Dude is not even buried yet. Are we really going to sit here and now when we want to cape for what black women have to say, now we're going to all of a sudden say she's a liar? Where's the motive? Where's the motive for Brandy lying? Where's the motive? Who stands to win in that? Brandy doesn't. That makes her look bad. And by the way, what's the precedent? I think it was Pepper, Salt and Pepper, stated the same thing about Will Smith. And by the way, her words too when she got with Mace was that she dumped Mace for quote unquote because he was more thuggish. That was what Brandy said. Go look at the article. These are direct quotes from the article. And go look at any other resources if you all need to corroborate the information. Don't got no problems. My point is a very simple one. You got motherfuckers that want to lean on a narrative because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So what they do is they run their mouth talking shit about somebody. Taz, trying to throw dirt on Kobe's name. Where at the end of the day, first of all, Taz, I'm not trying to start shit, but nigga, I look at Nyla, I look at Taz, I look at Nyla, I look at Kobe's wife. I don't see a difference phenotypically. I just don't. So that's interesting to me. And at the end of the day, he's the last one that should be talking shit about who somebody fucking. Because at the end of the day, he could be hit. Rashida Schroeder will see no difference between who he's dating and who Kobe's dating. Let's just keep that a buck. But this ain't about him. What this is about, though, is the idea that folks are out here basically throwing dirt on Kobe's name. Okay, you got the rape bitches, which are basically fucking where white women are going with it. But you got the other side of the myth of white womanhood, which is black women trying to make sure Kobe falls on the sword for the idea of not dating a black woman. Let's keep this real. Kobe basically dealt with Brandy before he dealt with Vanessa. At the end of the day, if Brandy dumped him, which that's what she said, then as far as I'm concerned, black women had their turn. And this is something that does not get said. Black women like to rewrite history after these dudes get successful. They did the same thing with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has that song back then that had T.I. in that shit, that had B.O.B. in that shit. And he said he had that verse where he said it was this chick he wanted. I know, I'm not saying that black women are supposed to get with every black man to show up. No. But at the end of the day, if you don't know how to pick, that's not anybody's problem but you. If you all let dudes get away because you all don't know how to roll the dice on certain people, it's nobody's problem. Now, did you make an argument and say Kobe should have, what, one black woman? Does that mean you run a one non-black? Hey, you got a point there. But the point is, when you look at his relationship with his wife and where that relationship was going and what that marriage was, old dudes that got marriages, but you're not gonna fucking tell me that somebody in Kobe's age. I would challenge you to show me some shit like that in Kobe's age, black or non-black. I would challenge that, because shout out to Tim Duncan. There's a lot of motherfuckers that married out and got fucked over. It's not saying that just because you marry out means anything, and that don't mean shit. But what I am saying is you can't really throw shit on that relationship. That was an over 20-year marriage. Very few people make it, and that marriage looked like that shit was gonna go far. Unlike most NBA players or most athletes, Kobe was in his second act. So I just wanted to point that shit out, because a lot of times black women get their turn, and what they get the first right of refusal. What they call in the entertainment industry, you get first rights, you get first when it's kind of like a way of keeping a certain producer or a certain producer or a certain actor or somebody that's got money in the look saying, or a certain director saying, hey, we want to look at your project first. If we want to deal with it, we get to keep it. It's kind of like franchise. Is black women get the first look, or a lot of these guys have married black women first, and then they move on. But this idea that black men are just wholesale, I'm not saying maybe the Z's will do that in the future, and maybe that should have happened in the future. But this idea we've always been wholesaling, just dismissing black women and never giving them a chance, that's a lie. And I'm glad that I was able to give this little nugget straight from the horse's mouth, because at the end of the day, it's not this, oh, well, we're loyal. No, Brandy made her choice and Kobe made his. It's really that simple. Stop bringing all this colorism, featureism. Oh man, y'all just don't like black women. Like, get the fuck out of here. Shut up. It's not true. It's not as true as y'all try to make it. It's not. Y'all out here pushing the narrative that most black athletes are not with black women. That's actually not true. If they're married, they're more than about 60%, 65% with black women. It's actually not true. But a lot of women want to believe that, so they push that narrative. And you got women that are growing into that, not knowing what's facts or not facts. They just assume it's true. I just wanted to put that out there, y'all. I mean, it is. And BGS did a great cliff notes on the racial politics of Kobe Bryant. And for people to act like, this is why when motherfuckers talk about racism in 2020, I'm like, you bet your ass it's still out there. The fuck are you talking about? Look. So don't fucking tell me that shit is not out there. But anyway, it's not anyone's business. But the point is, Kobe is being made to be a representative of all black men. That's the problem. These guys are made as there's referendums on all black men. That doesn't mean that, you know what? That don't mean jack shit. That don't mean, I'm gonna tell you who said that. CD, I feel you, man, on the unproven. I don't give a fuck about unproven. Fuck that shit. Because you know what? All these white bitches are getting with these unproven Negroes. The dude that I don't even know his fucking name because I don't watch Power. Here's my black card because I don't watch Power. That motherfucker was unproven. But everybody mad at him for being with the white bitch that don't look all that. She ain't shit. She ain't shit. She extra average, but guess what? She got with him and he stayed. CD, that's an excellent point. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. You got Keisha, and I'm not beating you up. That's a great point you made. But I'm talking to anybody that would say that. You got Keisha Cole. Look who fucking Keisha Cole with. Look who fucking Nicki Minaj is with. Fuck out here that shit. And this shit riding rough. I don't want to hear that shit. That's a great point. Shit don't mean shit. Cause cause you know what? Look at where Mace is, and look at where Kobe is. That like people. Oh, by the way, that didn't stop Lala ain't Brandy, but that didn't stop Lala from getting with Kobe. I'm not saying this is not about beating up Brandy at all. I'm not saying Brandy's a bad person. What I'm stating though is AJ is with some of his investments. Look at what Kobe did. So you say what you want to about Ray J. Ray J definitely bounced back. Look at the family Kobe came from. No, look at who Brandy with now. Brandy was out here playing. And the problem is, again, it comes down to how you were raised. Kobe, you can tell by how he dated. He dated with a purpose. And I'm going to tell you, you can't hate on somebody like that. You can tell he was raised in kind of a bourgeoisie way. He dated with a purpose. And my point is, and again, you know, and see, that's another thing. You go all the way back to how mad his mama was at him. And then you go in there and think like, well, you see what I'm saying? This is the shit that people don't talk about. You know, so it's like these narratives, like you got black men with Phil from the Advice Show, Tariq Nasheed with his black daughter, Jay-Z with his kid. These dudes have kids from other relationships, and then people want to sit here and say, oh, y'all never cared about. Like, get the fuck out of here. Motherfuckers to be loyal to y'all like a goddamn dog. So when the dog decides to do what's in his best interest, it's like it sounds like just like how Donald Sterling was with these players. I did all this for you, blah, blah, blah. How dare you do anything other than what I mean, Gab, go back in the beginning of the video. Go click on the link and go back to the beginning of the video. What I'm talking about is Kobe was dumped by Brandy for Mace, and then he basically moved the fuck on. That's what I'm talking about. This narrative that Kobe just never dealt with black women at all. And you gotta remember, he was young. No, I know you're not defending the CD. What you put out there was a great point, though. And I'm kind of responding to people that would try to make that point. I mean, that's all it is. I just wanted to put that point out there because see, shit like that, motherfuckers be trying to rewrite history. They try to rewrite history. They try to make it like, you know, stuff isn't happening as it's happening. And then they try to make them seem like the ultimate victims when in actuality, you know, motherfuckers just lost. You lost. You got a lot of these situations where these women have these regrets based on their sexual history or their relationships to the people they chose. And now that they're older, They look goofy. They look goofy. And these are the women that actually have the reflection ability, the ability to reflect enough to even say this step. Like, for instance, real talk, Jada Pinkett stated she is very much so implied that if Tupac would still be alive, she don't care how much money Tupac had. She would be with Tupac. These are women, some of these women are winning. And by the way, Will Smith has said that he used to be very insecure of that. Now, at the end of the day, that's kind of on Will for even being with Jada at the end of the day. That's like on him. But think about it. That's what it looks like for a black man to be loyal. Think about who Will Smith is and who Jada Pinkett is. And think about Kobe's family versus Will's family. Think about Kobe's relationship with, I'm not saying all relationships are amalgamation what it could be, but I'm just saying that's a really good example of what loyalty gets you in our community. This is not even about me beating people up. This is just me adding more evidence, exhibit C in the evidence bracket. Black Guru says, so basically Mace was Brandy's hypergamous move because at the time he had more fame and status than Kobe. Dumb broad. Now, I'm not saying she's dumb. I'm not saying she's dumb, Black Guru. What I'm saying is she placed her bet and she lost. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't matter if she's dumb. Now, I will say this, when you go look at what Mace became, and it's interesting when Mace made his statements, talk about not paying artists, Mace clearly wasn't about his business like he tries to act like he was. And quite frankly, I don't even trust him in the church. But at the end of the day, I mean, I remember what Mace was back then. And Mace, again, it's that whoopie do shit. But at the end of the day, that shit does not last. And when you look at a lot of these celebrities, especially the women, what you find is they never, and a lot of the dudes too, but you rarely find women that are really settling into their own. They usually wind up single and not in no real relationship, or they got these regrets. Red 66, that's not what it's about. This video is not about legislating if he did or didn't. This video is about saying what it was. So if he didn't, so what is not relevant to the video. I'm just tired of people putting dirt on somebody's name based on false shit. The reason why, the main reason, the lesson that a lot of sisters learn, here's the issue. And Danielle said this, and I know it's true. Our women value their It's not about the dude. It's about how the dude makes them feel. You see, and to be fair, I first heard this from Zoe Williams. But he tried to frame it as in how men and men, and he tried to make it a men and women thing, not just a woman thing. Women are attracted to how a man makes them feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you make that the prime, when you are attracted to that absence of a legitimate other reason for you to be in a relationship, that's not a great thing. That's not a great thing at all. Because your feelings are very fickle. Hold on one second. Your feelings are very fickle. Your feelings come and fucking go. Yeah, man, but this is not about beating nobody up. This is about adding more evidence. And like I said, I don't dig in this shit because I already know, I already know what it was. Even with that Brandy situation. Yeah, I'm here. Well, I mean, even still, man, that like people keep talking about, oh, well, he grew up and this, that. Like, you don't gotta grow up in Europe in order to, when people keep talking about that, oh, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't at the end of the day. But the point really is that this narrative that black women keep putting, that just black men, just something's wrong with them. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Wipe off the fingerprints. It's bullshit, and it's always been bullshit. And this is how you know motherfuckers are not really interested in solving problems. All they really want to do is they want to hustle motherfuckers into trying to do shit that they should and they look, it's the same fucking script over and over and over again. Knowing. So hey, let's see what y'all got to say. Oh yeah, don't even get me started with like Megan Thee Stallion, like smiling from ear to ear with G-Eazy. Don't get me started about that because like real fucking talk again, it's the hypocrisy. You don't hear nobody like it ain't never colorism unless it's a black man with a non-black woman. It ain't never that shit when it comes to black women with other like again. They think like white is the same, just like how with white men, it's never white genocide when they're fucking other races diluting their race. But when white women are doing that, all of a sudden white genocide. And that's true whether it's blacks, Muslims, or whatever. Because Europeans are always talking shit about Muslims and shit. It's the same hook. Same hook. What's up, American Brazilian? You heard it from ARC. Good. It's good to have some other confirmation. But yeah, man, like I was saying before, man, the problem is how you make them feel. And then what happens is women want to sit here and say, okay, I made a decision. I lost. And rather than owning up to that loss, I ain't talking for anybody else, but for yourself, you double down and want to say, oh, well, society failed me. Society didn't fail you. You lost. There's a difference. You picked, and you got what you picked. It ain't no different than dudes, and dudes fucking these dumbass bitches and having kids. That's who you picked. I mean, what? And nobody. Wow, I thought my shit was out. Nobody wants to own that shit. Everybody wants to deflect, saying, they don't want to own their situation. They don't act like, their situation doesn't define them. I'm like, yes, it does. For better or for worse, your shit defines you. And stop trying to act like you above it. what it is. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I just want to put it in the record. You know, this thing about Kobe. You know, like most black men do not come out the gate saying fuck black women. That shit is taught, and it is not taught by media. It's taught in the home. It's taught how we deal with y'all in the house. That's what doesn't get said. That's what never gets said. And so anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I'll put the link to the actual article in the community tab. We can have fun with it. You know, if you all are not subscribed to my Facebook, I'm going to start putting that in there because I'm definitely trying to get my Facebook numbers up just because I put a lot of my shit on there and we're going to have some fun. I'm also on Twitter a lot more heavier too. I'm going to be on Instagram a lot more heavier too. Yeah. So anyway, with that being said, appreciate y'all. This is Edward signing off. Peace.